Thank you. choked with vermin. Use the cannons and fell soul holes and blast those vile spellbats. You are too kind.
choking. Mental reset, mental reset. Thing is, the mental reset worked. That's the upside. Because I don't tilt. I need to check for trinkets. The queue is taking forever. I might actually... Oh, I'm selling LOL. I completely forgot. Hold on. I began selling everything. Yeah, keeping that. Yeah, queue times are long, so I might end early and then see if I can queue tomorrow. Cause I CBA being in queues. Cause I need to I need to be in like hyper aggression mode. And the longer the queues are, the more tired I get. Especially since I woke up early. Although I had a free day. Oh my god, holy shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... I think I'm calling it. And then I'm gonna... do... Yeah, I think that's the plan. I have no patience. Oh. I just want to play the game. And practice things. And the reason I speak less is because then I can focus up a lot more. And just focus on what I want to do. Colossal Slam, the physical monster here. Oh no. I know that it's strength, but I was thinking if the bonus was good. Oh god. Yeah. I'll well, I am in queue, so I might as well queue this one, but this will be the last game. Falling apart.
Something I can learn from it and I can evolve. Just like that works. All that odds in this match. They're like, okay. And then to really be bronze, like you're professional now. Korea's in the Savior era too. People lack the intel or the acceptance that this exists. They refuse to believe that they're just in the Nada era. NA&EU would love to believe that they're already in the Savior era, and there's not much more to it. And they would love to believe that Korea's in the Savior era too. No. Everyone is so bad right now. If you come back in 10 years, because I said this in this video, and I think there was even a comment on it, where someone basically people today think that I'm stupid if I say if you are Diamond 5 right now, if you at this point in time are Diamond 5, you would be a top tier professional in Season 1 League of Legends. That is just a fact. Like the very first season ever of League, you would be a top pro. You would be up there with all those really, really big players, etc. With everything you know right now. Okay? In 10 years, okay, what is considered Challenger right now will probably be Diamond 5. Okay? It's probably going to be something like that. Now you think, well, what the fuck is going to be Gold then? Well, Gold is going to be what makes you Diamond 1 right now, or like Diamond 3. Just think about that. And then to really be Bronze, you will have to have been extremely new to the game. Okay, bronze is only going to be filled up of players that are extremely new to the game, have disabilities in some way, or it's just people that literally just do not give a shit and they are terrible at games. They're the people that you invite over for like bet game Monopoly just to take their money. You know, they're the people that you always give odds to play against in Super Smash Brothers. You're like, hey man, I'll give you 20-1 odds in this match. They're like, okay. You know, and you use them to buy your Taco Bell that night. And, you know, it's like, whatever. So anyways, so we're gonna talk about that now. To respond to this person's comment, so we're gonna go back to the comment really quick. I obviously respond a little bit condescendingly because I just don't have. Basically, I don't have time to talk to someone that lacks fundamental understanding of higher tiers inside of League or higher tiers inside of video games or strategy in general. And that sounds a little bit bad, but I don't really give a shit, because it's like this person attacks me and then he has nothing to warrant a proper response. If someone attacked me and they have something to warrant, then there's something to be gained from it, even in loss. And so, you know, you engage in combat, in the sense that, you know, even if somehow I'm able to be proven wrong about something, there's something I can learn from it and I can evolve, just like the super bug thing that we talk about. I have no problem talking about things with a medicine that can fight the super bug. But if you have like you know, you have some really bad super bug and you fucking come over the counter with me with the goddamn Tylenol like Neo Viper here, you can get the fuck out. Like, it's just no. Okay, if you're repping fucking like Dr. Thunder, okay, you're not even straight up Dr. Pepper, like, just get the fuck out of here. So anyways, I say you see a Zero and Cobalt and just call them blue so the conversation ends there, which is entirely true. There are shades to blue, okay? Like, you have this and then you have this. These aren't the same color, but to your completely ignorant, you know, person that, you know, they walk out of the house in cargo pants and a t-shirt that just doesn't match, etc., and, you know, they're wearing knee-high socks completely pulled up in the middle of summer, it's just like, get away from me. Like, I don't want to see you. So this is blue to most people, but it's obviously not blue. There's different names for these colors. And so if you can't understand that there's different names for these colors, then you don't even deserve to be talking about colors in the first place. Like, stick to your fucking, you know, like, your art class in elementary school. So anyways, so there's that. And so that's all that I mean. This guy can't... He's trying to talk about something that he thinks that he understands because he can see a punch is just a punch. But he's not even in a punch is just a punch, and he's then trying to talk about a punch is more than a punch. And then he thinks he understands what a punch is just a punch is, the third step, and it's just like, no, I don't have time for that. So anyways, basically, we're now gonna get to NA. we're gonna go back. So using the eras of Boxer Nada, I Love Uv, Savior Flash, Bisu, whatever, we can determine that now NA is starting to get proper stats. They're starting to get a little bit now, but they're entering into an era that is very unstable because the Nada to Uv transition. If you remember what we talked about, okay? So let's go back to what we said about Nada and Uv. Uv determined that Nada's tornado could only go up to 170. He knew that if he just tried to make a tornado and match Nada's, it peaked at 170, even though Nada was only at 110. So in order to ascend, if you want to get Uv's 350, the thing that we talked about, okay, you have to destroy your tornado first. You have to completely restructure yourselves, and you have to take 2 steps back, okay, which was what Uv was willing to do. Now, this is very unstable, because if you take out a piece of your house, a piece of your foundation, the whole house could just fucking go on. It could collapse, okay? And now, because you wanted to try to add a new kitchen, try to install some new cabinets, I don't know, whatever, you potentially risk your house just collapses on top of you. And so it is a little unstable, and it's a gambit in the end. And so we don't know if NA is going to survive this. We don't know if EU is going to survive this. We don't know if Korea will, survive the transition from NADA into UV. Because NADA into UV is about to happen for Korea, but we don't know if they'll survive it. Because it's already looking like they can't survive it. They're entering into the final stages and the turbulence is too high. But if they do transition into Isle of UV, the West isn't going to catch up for a really long time. The gap's going to get bigger. Because the difference between UV and NADA, even in the end stages, is insurmountably different from Step 1 NADA, Step 3 NADA. And so while it will look on paper like the West is catching up, they're really not. Because it looks like they're doing better, because then you're incapable of seeing the finer details, which is, something. Well, yeah, NAEU invented the basic meta. You're right. I should write in. Where the fuck is my mouse? Okay, NAEU. Okay. And then every time I say NA, I just mean the West. And then I could talk about China, but that's an entirely different topic, because China is flawed in their reasoning, and anyone, I don't care if you're from China Talk, you're a Chinese analyst, you watch the Chinese region, you say how good the Chinese are. No. The Chinese, historically, throw every single game. I mean, look at them in Dota, okay? They can't even beat the West 100% of the time. Like, just get the fuck out, okay? Well, no, that's because the West are really talented.
I am definitely too tired. But it doesn't matter, I'm having fun. I'm having a ton of fun. Oh. I'll hold on. I'll queue until I can't queue, in a sense. Like I know when I'll hit the point, but there's no way that I want to give up after that game. Doesn't happen. I'm having a ton of fun. I versed double rogues on that map 3 times in a row. And I've choked every game during certain moments. Hold on. Especially in the 1v1s versus the rogues. I've been gapping my stuns and shit. Because I'm overthinking. But that's me being tired. Earlier today when I played, I wasn't playing Blitz, but earlier today when I played, I found flow. Like absolute fucking flow. So tomorrow I need to queue earlier if I queue. So that I have the energy. Especially if I wake up way too early as well. And also that's why I'm practicing as well. Is the fact that I wanna make sure that I can find that flow while playing aggressive. So yeah. It's like an aggressive autopilot kind of thing. It's hard to explain, especially since I have a lot of layers to how I think as well. So it's still like the whole objective leadership mindset, but it's driven by the aggressive force of just pushing and finding limits and limit testing and like doing all kinds of shit. Issue is, since it's the same map every time, my mental gets into a different kind of thing than if it was different maps, but it's fine. I'll just keep queuing until hold on. I'll just keep queuing until there's no point. That was a long fucking yawn. But yeah. Yeah. And the fact that I'm because when I play, I just want to play, so I don't want to analyze like the way that I'm doing now, but I have to do it because this is the beginning of what I'm doing. So if I don't speak now, there's no way I'll know what I was thinking back then. So yeah, because then I can pick it apart later on and be like, nah, I was wrong or that was correct or whatever. But from the ranked anxiety perspective, it's really good that I queue anyways, because it's not like I'm, oh, my MMR, like that doesn't stop me. It's more the way that I feel is the driving force, which is more important. See, so this is the 4th time same map. So this is the first game without double rogue. Can still go, it can still, whatever, right? But yeah. Let's see. Yeah. It's not the comp, it's the teamwork. Aye, peace. No music for shit. No music for this one. I'm zoning in.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna queue, but I'm not sure I'm gonna play. I'll be right back. But the fact that I didn't have music, the fact that I just focused the fuck up was good. It's not a matter of that I played so well or something. It's more of like just where the head's at. That's what I'm tracking, which is good. And also, I didn't insta choke when I saw that there were 3 GM, which was one of the positives from locking in. Well, I'm super tired. Good times.
Doden. They have some good players though. The Chinese can't win 100% of the time. Well, Korea would like to have a word with you across 3 other games, so I mean, there's that. But the Chinese are flawed in their approach because the Chinese is sort of like the rebel goth child that you just do not want to have when you grow up to be a parent, and that it thinks it's gonna go up against Korea, okay? Because basically what the Chinese are is they are the pinnacle. Like they do this thing where they overclock. Okay, so they take Nada's tornado and they're like, yeah, it can only peak at 170, but we found a way to go up to 220. And then I Love Move is like, yeah, that's great, bro. I'm still at 350. And they're like, oh, fuck, next time. And then the Chinese are like, but wait a minute, maybe we can buy stocks of Uv and that'll cut him down. And that's what they try to do with the Exodus, but then like Uv's like, actually I evolved too. And then they're like, curse you, rawr, and it doesn't work out. Like that's what the Chinese are. So the Chinese are always bad, and they're always gonna be bad. They're always gonna fall short. But for the most part, they're probably always gonna be better than NA and EU because they have the dedication to take the work ethic, and they have the refinement and the people that keep working away and chopping away at shit to take it to steps that NA and EU just don't. Except for very few NA and EU players, etc. But they don't have the discipline, the intellect. They're basically like I don't know. They are the pinnacle of hard work, but they're not a genius. Where like in the sense that they can't just acknowledge that their approach is flawed and their approach is wrong. They are so obsessed with overclocking stuff and just making it, as fast as it can go and as strong as it can go and just throwing it at you. That they have no thought, they have no discipline, they have nothing. So China's always gonna be bad, okay? Like, I don't care. I'll take any kind of bet with any kind of odds that China will never win Worlds, okay? Like, they're always just bad. like they lose to the West in Dota. So I mean, the conversation ends there. So now, like, from that, some people, we go back to the original thing that I talked about, where you can take California, you can take every single player inside of NA, you can condense it into a region that is the same exact size of South Korea. You can have a server there, so they're all on the same ping, etc. But the culture will prevent them from ever obtaining the same level of Korea. Now, however, it doesn't mean that you can't cheese out Korea sometimes. They can continue to cheese out Korea. If that would occur, they could continue to cheese out Korea until the Bisu era. By the time of the Bisu era, Korea will ascend into Flash. The West will never ascend into Flash, because in order for the West to ascend into the Flash era, they would have to die to themselves first, which we've already concluded that they're never going to do, because they're all self-entitled fucking arrogant retards. Now, some people don't like the way that I put it. Now, obviously, I don't mean that about everyone. Because again, if we go back to what I said inside of StarCraft 2, there are players, very, very few, very seldom, there are players that will rise to the occasion, and there are players willing to go to Korea. When I, for instance, I talked to Forgiven numerous times throughout the summer and between now, and I asked him on 2 occasions to come to Korea, and he considered it. But, you know, the consideration was like all his other reasonings and stuff, where he ultimately decided not to come to Korea to compete in LCK. If you asked a foreign player, would they be willing to go into LCK, and would they be willing to play against the Koreans? Because I always think it's hilarious when you have these players that they get talked about so highly. Yeah, this support's top 3 in the world, this 80 carry, you must be top 5, and, you know, like, I always think it's, like, humorous that a Korean team never reaches out to them, or that a Korean team doesn't, you know, a Korean team, I talked to 2 Korean teams, the only foreigner I've ever actually heard brought up is Forgiven, so I'm just throwing that out there, okay? In the same way that in StarCraft 2, Scarlet was brought up, okay? Scarlet and Stefano. Everyone else, or Scarlet, Stefano, Naniwa, Idra in the very beginning. In StarCraft 1, Testy had an invite to CJ Antis, Mondragon had an invite to CJ Antis, Sen had an invite to a pro team, LX and PJ were 2 of the Chinese that were like, actually, you guys are all fucking insane. LX and PJ went to StarCraft, or SK Telecom. Yosh had a direct invite to SK Telecom T1's A team, which is absolutely unheard of, because Idra was
Same thing, no music, just focus.
You are too kind.
That was a great game. I thought we'd lose. Especially since I went for ruins instead of staying and stopping the other one. But as I said, I'm practicing Aggrodeck. And Aggrodeck is a matter of going full aggro. And then limit testing and finding the upsides and downsides to it. That was a really fun game. That was a really fun game. The 2v2ers played well. The opposing the priest and the paladin. Especially when we had too many there too. But like I said, I was practicing Aggrodeck. So I threw objective wise. And our top side lost focus towards the end as we played worse down low. So the tilts got real. And our team their team most likely got better at exploiting as well. That's why they went market there when they were doing the push there, and then went to shrine and like yeah. Even the paladin got more brazen, played a win, not only defending. And he also thought that I would stop attacking, that I would give up. Which is another thing with the whole Aggrodeck thing, is there is no giving up. There is no like, oh, this is too hard. Like, it's just a matter of a lot of mindset practice that I won't get into. But it's very high level. Yeah. Really good game. Really good game. I'm gonna check the time here soon as well. That was a really good game. That was really fun. I had a ton of fun today. And I was sure that was a loss at the end. So it's not like I view that as a win, even if we got the win on the fucking board, but I don't view that as a win. I view that as a loss. Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah, there's been a lot of fun games today. Like, yeah, a lot of fun games. All right, let me listen to him. Peace.
In Korea for like 2 years at that point, or 3 years, and he was still a B teamer. B teamer on Istro turned B teamer on CJ Entus. And then obviously you had Legionnaire, you had Slayer, in the very early days of StarCraft. You had a Sem, you had Rekrul, who is like, I don't even want to get into that. And then you had Smuffed, you had Gur. Gur is an example of a player that was exceptionally gifted, was extremely strong, but knew when to cut his losses. And then you had Elki. And Elki is sort of like the Nal Ra of fucking just like life, it seems. Like, obviously I don't know Elki in depth. I've played against him in StarCraft like twice. I think it was Elki, when he would just randomly log on or something on, I think it was Elki, or maybe it was Gur. I played someone on Reverse Temple, on IC Cup. It was Elki or it was Gur. And they were only on for a short while. And it was very interesting, to collide with someone like that. So anyways, you have people like that. But the majority of people, they are butthurt. They have huge egos. But their egos are not, when they actually respond with, when they lash out, or when they have, they spew back at people, etc. It's not a facade meant to uphold their image. It is actually just how they are. Because some people will do it as a facade, but they will actually take to heart what the person said, and again, they will rebuild. They will evolve. They will become better, etc. So, anyways, basically, wait, I don't know what DT4R said, but don't ban someone. Anyways, so this is what ends up happening. And I think that League is headed in this direction. So League's about to enter into the most unstable period of all of League. Now, I don't mean unstable because of Season 6, which is a very unstable season. But again, like all things that appear random and appear chaotic, it is not actually random and chaotic. It is presenting itself as something else. It is atypical. So with that, League is about to enter a true test, and if it enters into the Isle of Woof period, then you will know when the Savior era begins. And when the Savior era begins, that's going to be a very fascinating period. But I don't think I don't think we'll ever make it. And then the Bisu period will be a very specific period where sometimes an old trick or an old dog has some tricks. You know what I mean? Or I don't know the exact saying. It's something like this old dog has I forgot the quote. But that'll happen. Anyways, see, okay, so chat's saying that there was a guy in my chat named DTR4 or something like that. I don't know what that even means. It's an acronym for anything or whatever. But apparently he was trash talking me for 20 minutes. See, I always find these people a little bit cute. Because if you're someone of relevance and you're trash talking, well, then it's entertaining because then there's something to grow from. It doesn't matter who wins or loses the conversation. But when you're someone that is, you're gold 4 with 1,400 games played, okay? You walk into the store and you buy magnums even though you can barely fit the super thin size. And it's very funny because they take a lot of offense to what I'm saying because it basically they want to believe that their mother, when she told him you can be anything when you grow up, he wants to believe that she wasn't lying, but she was, because not everyone can be what you want to be, because if you could be what you want to be, then you would be it. You would not take so much of an emotional investment into something that you get offended when anyone tries to tell you otherwise. It's sort of like it's very puzzling to me when these type of people present themselves because they have nothing to be offended by what I'm saying, but they take offense because they feel a part of these regions that I'm talking about. They feel a part of EU, they feel a part of NA, and they take so much offense to what I'm saying, even though it's not even targeted at them, because they're trying to kid themselves into thinking they are a part of the bigger picture, but they're not. They're basically the person that works at the front desk, and they think that just because they're working at McDonald's that somehow they are the CEO, or they're a part of the board, like whatever. They're not a part of that, and I'm talking about the board. I'm talking about the people that matter. So you have no right to even take any offense. So then when you lash out at what I'm saying, which by the way is just being presented off of facts and history and whatever, it really speaks the question of what kind of a person are you, because it's very puzzling to me when these people come out, sort of like Neo Viper, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, because I'm not actually specifically targeting anyone, and even when I do target someone, or I say something, I don't actually mean it as them as a person, but rather their choices. So that's always entertaining for me to see, comments like that and whatever. So, did he get unbanned? Let's see. Where is he? Hold on. See, look. Okay, look. So, all right. So we're gonna talk to him in a second. But let me conclude on this. So, anyways, hold on. So now moving forward, there is a lot that League teams and players can learn through the history of Korean-dominated esports. There's a lot teams can learn from chess players, and I think that there's also a lot that teams can learn from history as well. I think...
Finally, this will be interesting. One of the maps that I was thinking of, well, not maps, but like game modes. That will be interesting. Try things on. Peace.
Thank you.
I tunnel visioned, tired brain. I had an idea and completely lost the plot. Great game for focus. Great game. More reps. Fun game, really fun game. This game was really fucking fun. I remember 2 flag returns. I don't know if I got the third. I don't think I did. This game, holy shit, that was fun. That was a fun game. The problem was we didn't have anyone on defense, and I decided to go full offense. So there was no way that I was going to switch and go defense. Because this is Aggrodeck. So we don't go defense in that sense. Like, it's all offense. I go defensive if something pops up. Where I can slow. But other than that, it's full offense. It's literally the opposite of everything I've practiced as a sub rogue since Shadowlands, where I've loved playing defensive rogue because that's so much fun. That was a really fun game. Holy fucking Christ, that was fun. Oh, I love that. That was really fucking fun. Holy shit. I can't queue instantly because I need to calm down. But I'll hit BRBs and then we'll see if I'll see if so this doesn't matter, but the reason I'm checking it is only as a kind of like an, let's say, uptime thing, although I can't see it. Well, I guess I can see it when because I don't usually care about damage meters and shit, but I'm changing playstyles, Brevek. Since I'm playing the opposite of my usual playstyle, since I'm playing the opposite of my usual playstyle, I CBA with World PvP right now. Since I'm playing the opposite of my usual playstyle, damn, I forgot the words because I was talking about the PvP thing and the world thing. Holy shit, I'm getting tired. That was fun, bro. And it's better that I sleep early, rest early, and then play tomorrow than that I completely fucking overthrow. That's the best part with focusing on real life, is you learn things that help you out so that you can catch up faster inside of games. That was a really fun game. And that's what I said about playing different maps. Especially when I'm not, like, if I wanted to play defensive, then AB would have been perfect, because then I would be playing into the way that I usually play and whatever. But since I'm switching playstyles, it was more important to have different maps in order to, like, see, is my overall idea working for the different maps. When it's only one map, it's easy to get stuck on, like, oh, I lost this happened, da 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 da. And especially subconsciously, since I don't tilt the way normies do and rank ones and whatever. Like, I don't tilt the way they do. I don't function like that at all. So the way my tilt would look would be more like a tendency thing, being like overly like defensive, or like overly something like, I don't know, paranoid or whatever. That's how I would tilt, which isn't even a tilt, but that's what I would define as a tilt from my lens, especially since I have my standards are way different than the regular players. I have nothing in common with them, which is why I mute everything and play exactly the way I want to play. Okay, so we're up 700 now, so we can actually buy it. We're not going to buy it now, but we're going to buy this because we were down 500 and whatever the fuck that was, right? So if I'm up 700 again, I can just buy another one. I don't care about the gold, I care about the winning of gold, like the adaptations. I think I need to eat something. That was a really fun game. That was a really fun game. Holy shit, that was fun. Yeah. That was fun. Holy, yeah, that was a good game. Holy fuck. Oof, I love that. That was, oh, I don't mind losing that. Close games are the best, man. I love it when it's just balls to the fucking wall. You just have to fucking, yeah. And the fact that I tunnel visioned when I said that I actually did tunnel vision is one of the reasons we lose. Although you can't say it that way, because everything changes if you change one thing. So you don't know what happens. That's why people go, oh, yeah, we would have won if someone just did this one thing earlier in the game. That's not how it works. Because you don't know what happens later in the game. Like, people have no idea how real life works, man. You change one simple detail, everything changes. But whatever. But I'll still tweak. Like, I'll still be like, okay, so next time I should do this, I should do that, blah, blah, blah. If I tunnel vision this way, because I got stuck on wanting to kidney the healer. I really wanted to kidney the healer before the monk picked. But the hunter CC'd me. The hunter was playing really well. That was a good hunter. That was a really good game. That was really fun, man. The mage played well. The monk played well. The priest played well. Like, the rogue, I don't know what the rogue was doing. The enemy rogue. I think there was an enemy rogue, no? Wasn't there? I don't know. Maybe it was our rogue, I have no idea. Yeah, it was a real fun game. And the fact that I got 3 flag returns as well is good. Especially when it's a tight game like that. It matters a lot more. And that's what I mean with the aggro deck. Because if I do it while I'm in an aggro mindset, it's completely different than if I'm in my usual defensive or like whatever playstyle mindset. It's completely different. It's a completely different logic right now. It's Korea, China. And when I say Korea, it's like the cafe thing of throwing games. So if they're playing League in a cafe, they throw games so that they can queue more, play more, get more reps in. So they play more full games than EU, NA, whatever the fuck. Like they get way more reps in. And my idea of the aggro deck is basically, and I wasn't gonna speak about this now because I was all about playing the game, but I'm having a break anyways. So my idea was basically, even if I so let's say Temple of Katmogu, Silvershard Mines, maps like that, Deep Ravine, right? On maps like that, it's too bad we don't have fucking Seething Shore anymore. But anyways, on maps like that, it's basically you go in and you just go full aggro as fast as possible, as much as possible. And you just go full aggro, full aggro, full aggro, full aggro. And then you limit test the enemies. And you're like, okay, so this guy used this trinket here, this guy used these cooldowns here. And then you get the intuitive peekaboo vibe of it. Instead of like being like, oh, I'm tracking cooldowns. I'm tracking my enemies fucking, I'm looking at the bars over here. I'm looking at, no. It's intuitive. Wreckful. It's a whole different way of playing. Like, I'm not playing for whatever the rank ones are doing now. I'm playing for the old school gladiator, that kind of fucking Talbadar old school mindset, while playing in modern day era fucking World of Warcraft. I'm preparing for something entirely different. And everything I learn goes straight into IRL anyways. Like, it's completely different. But anyways, yeah. That was a really fucking fun game. Holy shit, that was fun. Oh, man. That was really fucking fun. Yeah, that was a good game. I'm not out of placements yet. 4 more games and then I'm out of placements. And then I'm at my real MMR, and then I can like well, I mean, of course, it depends on who queues, but I mean, at the lower MMRs, you get more of the lower players anyways, right? So, it's way more consistent in that sense. Which is what I want. And when I say consistent, I'm talking about the chaos. I'm not talking about like, but anyways, yeah. Yeah, this is, holy fuck, this is a good, yeah. I love how I got distracted by the fucking honor level thingy. A part of me was like, oh, great. And then another part of me was like, wait, can I move this from the fucking screen? Like, it's in the fucking way. I want to keep track of the reset while I'm fighting. Like, yeah. That's the good thing with the aggro deck is because now my damage and stuff is more muscle memory, right? So I'm looking a lot less here. A lot less. And that way I can focus a lot more on other stuff, which is why I'm going full aggro deck. So then I get even more reps in doing damage, playing like I'm playing PvE, but also keeping track of like objectives and like fucking cooldowns and like buffs and like, yeah. And that's why I also went for because people be like, no, don't go for the Zerk at the end there of the game. Like, don't go for the Zerk, go for the kill. And if I don't go for the Zerk, we might get the kill. And they might not pick the flag if one of our dudes, 1, defends the flag, stops them, and 2, our dude is on the cap. But since I can't rely on other players, it's more like, okay, yeah, that was an option, but I don't rely on other players. That's why I'm going full fucking aggro deck. The way I'm going to play aggro is more aggro than anyone ever. Like people have no idea why, like the way my mindset works. Like, it's a whole different, like it hasn't been done before. Like, there's a lot of things in this life that I've done that no one else has done ever. Period. Like, it just is what it is. So yeah. Let me yeah, that was fun as fuck. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. Peace. That was really fun. Holy fuck.
Think a perfect staff for a League of Legends team, okay, would be here. Let me do new. Okay, I think a perfect staff from history through the history of Korean-dominated esports. We're gonna talk to him in a second, but let me okay, well, or I say something. I don't actually mean it as them as a person, but rather their choices. So that's always entertaining for me to see comments like that and whatever. So did he get unbanned? Let's see. Where is he? Hold on. See, look. Okay, look. So, all right. So we're gonna talk to him in a second, but let me conclude on this. So, anyways, hold on. So now moving forward, there is a lot that League teams and players can learn through the history of Korean-dominated esports. There's a lot teams can learn from chess players, and I think that there's also a lot that teams can learn from history as well. I think a perfect staff for a League of Legends team, okay, would be here. Let me do new. Okay, I think a perfect staff, okay, is a chess master who has plot of... Uh...
Yep. Yep.
I think this is the perfect makeup of a staff. I think obviously you can add stuff to this as well. I think a chess master, a life coach, a strategy coach, a medium, a manager, an unbiased owner, a consultant analyst, one coach for every single role. I want a coach for top lane, coach for mid, coach for jungle, coach for support, coach for AD carry, 2 analysts for each role. The strategy coach is the macro coach, and then I think you need. I think you need a polar opposite strategy coach that they respect each other.
And this is why I love LS and Thorin. They go all the way. They never shy away ever. Just like me. I go all the way. All the fucking way. This is why I'm listening to LS instead of listening to fucking rank 1s in fucking WoW, bro.
I think you need a polar opposite strategy coach that they respect each other. And what that would be like is like a Terran and a Zerg, you know, like, but you only have Terran. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Actually, that's a little bit weird. It's only making sense in my head.
I know what he means. It's just that he switched from League of Legends. But basically it's and he went with old school StarCraft, that's why he got confused as well. But it's basically one coach Terran, one coach Zerg. Like you said, they respect each other. I don't play StarCraft. I've never played like I played it, I dabbled, but I didn't play it. And then well, I played a little bit, but anyways. And then I preferred Age of Empires. And then 2. And then let's see. What was he trying to say there? I'll see if I can find it, and then we'll see if it gets back to it. But I think he'll drop it, sadly. Because this is 10 years ago, so he was at a completely different level in regards to like his personal needs and things. So he that's why you have these like sounds in the background, because he's like fiddling with his hands are doing things because he needed to, because like his body is just so stressed out, like in general, like life things basically. But it's basically, so if we simplify it, it's one offensive strategy coach, one defensive strategy coach, and that's if you take them to their extreme. And they are like, they don't need to be They don't need to be, well, yeah, they know, they are, yeah. So, and they're masters at what they do. They respect each other, and they can see each other's flaws, strengths, and kind of like build upon each other and get ideas from each other. And like, yeah, that's exactly why I'm going full fucking aggro deck, more aggressive than anyone ever. And it's not like more aggressive than a warrior, more aggressive than a DH, no. More aggressive than anyone. Period. But anyways, so yeah. And I have a lot of reps from competing in other sports, so I know how I can maximize things and like whatever. I won't, yeah. But yeah, let's see if there was anything else I was thinking of that I was saying right there. No, okay, no, because I'm gonna re-listen to this in a way. Anyways, like this is like the people have no idea. This is 10 years ago, and people have no idea why he's saying the things he's saying because he's so far ahead. That's what happens with the people that go deep. We see things from the future because we're attuned to the fucking source of everything, like the source of the data. We don't see things the way the normies see them, or like we go deep, bro. And the fact that he even mentioned a fucking medium, bro, I'm like, wait, are you mentioning a medium, LS, 10 years fucking ago? Like this guy, man. This like, yeah, this is perfection, dude. Like, this is perfection. Sadly, only made one of these videos, but yeah. And I shouldn't even share this. Like, I should just keep this for myself. Like, I should never put this on YouTube or anything. Like, I should just, you know, I should just keep this for myself. But thing is, I want more players and people, like, I want more humans to have fun in life. So if one person hears it, understands it, then fuck it. Then they can become my nemesis, and then they beat me, and then I have to beat them, and like, yeah, it's all good. Although I probably go to like another, like once I've solved Blitz for what I want to do, then I'll probably just go do something else, and then just faff about in Blitz. And do it more like, yeah, whatever. I won't get into that now. But anyways. Oh man, LS, man. I love this. Anyways, let's listen. Let's back down a little, just a little bit.
To carry, 2 analysts for each role. The strategy coach is the macro coach, and then I think you need. I think you need a polar opposite strategy coach that they respect each other. And what that would be like is like
that as well. I know that I'm cutting him off, but the fact that I took deep breaths when it was the most intense. This was when the monk dropped, and the warlock picked the first time, towards the very end. Right before the monk died, I was like, you know what? I need to calm the fuck down. I need some deep breaths. Let's solve this. And I just solved it. And it helped. Oxygen. I'm having so much fun with the aggro deck, man. Holy fuck.
like a Terran and a Zerg, you know, like, but you only have Terran. Like, I don't know how to describe that. That's a little bit weird. It's only making sense in my head. But I guess that's it. I think that's the perfect makeup for the team. The problem, however, is not even Korea actually has all of this. Korea has some of it, but they don't have all of this. The problem with NA, however, though, is they have like a life coach, a strategy coach, and then they have like 2 analysts, and they have a manager, and they have bias owners. And usually they have bias managers as well, NA and EU. Obviously, Korea has that to some degree, but generally it's a lot different. But yeah, so I think this like when this foundation is considered standard, I think we move into the savior era. But I think the chess master thing is very, very interesting. Because the chess master would definitely work with both of the strategy coaches, because there's so many things that go inside of chess that apply to League of Legends. And also, I guess you should have a history, or I guess that falls into analyst, so that doesn't totally make sense, but yeah. Devil's advocate coach. That's sort of like what because there's so many things that go inside of chess that apply to League of Legends. And also, I guess you should have a history, or I guess that falls into analyst, so that doesn't totally make sense, but yeah.
No, he's actually correct. So he says analyst. And then he says history. And the thing is, yes, it falls into the analyst. But the issue is, unless it's a very great analyst, or a great analyst basically, it won't be one that tracks history deep enough. That's the thing. Now, of course, there's only one Thorin, so you won't have that level, sadly. But that's the level that I would want to begin at. That's where my mind goes. Like, his level is where I would want to begin. It's not like he's the one I would want to have, and that's the end of it. No, that's where it begins. Because for us three, everything keeps on evolving. There is no stops. Yeah, this video is really good. I can't go backwards because I'm in my own like flow, so I can't. Yeah, I'll just rewatch this later. Like this part, this was really fucking good, really good. I'm gonna let's see, 236 ls. Oh fuck. LS's staff approach. All right, let me get rid of this. Let's save that. Get out of this. All right. I'm not gonna speak forever or anything. Like, I'm just gonna, but I think I should sleep early, wake up early. That's what I should do. Well, I shouldn't wake up that early, but I mean, thing is, I wake up early regardless in a sense. So I guess it's yeah, it is what it is. I should yep, I'm out. I'm gonna decompress. I'm gonna do bots so that I get games in, but it's a different thing. 970. Let's solve the conquest. I didn't think I had that much at all, but it is what it is when you keep gaming. And that's what I mean. Like, I don't. At one moment, I was like, "Oh, I need more conquest. I need more conquest. I need more conquest." And then I was just like, "You know what? I just need more games, more games, more games." And yeah. Yeah. You can be whatever you want. LS is funny, bro. I love LS, man. Holy shit. Yeah, it's literally like a kind of like a fuck all rank ones kind of vibe. That's where I'm coming from. Because I think their mindsets absolutely fucking suck. Kawaii, like welcome to the Jung. Waz. Raikou. Like, yeah, Echo, I guess. And then and even when it was like Chaz and Waz and like all of those. Peekaboo. Zaryu. Talbot, Wreckful, Riskful, Perturb, Avidance, Killy, and then Decadine, of course, so Dean. Absolutely, yeah. And then Rev, I love my dog, Ray. So Ray, basically. And then, like, yeah. There's, Dingle. So there's actually, yeah, there's quite a few. I mean, they're actually very, very fucking few. I mean, it's like it's fucking minuscule, but it's still like, oh, it's 700. Holy fuck, I forgot. No, it's 800. No, it's 700. I completely forgot about that because I was so into PvE when I was doing rituals and shit. All right, let's solve that. Wait, here we go. Because you could go, yeah, but what happens if you get gloves next week and then blah blah blah? Well, if that happens, that happens. Like what do you mean? Like you want me to cry? Oh, I wasted this, and like, no, I'll play the game. Let's see, what's this? Some big horn. I guess it's the. Wait, what? Wait, what? What am I looking at? Oh, here. Add this appearance to your warband collection. Okay. So what's this then? Add this appearance to your war. Okay. I guess I do it this way. It's faster to check Wowhead than ask questions. It's not that they won't answer, but I know exactly what I'm looking for, so I'll save time doing it this way. Lol, that looks, I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's Cash of the Void, da da da. Okay, so try him. So I guess this is like the ritual dude, right? You receive 1 item per cache. You have no influence in what you get. For example, leather items on leather wearers. Eventually down, it's unclear if you can get duplicate. No duplicates. Yeah, so you can get what is it? 64? I can't fucking remember because I don't care enough. Especially now when I'm in a PvP brain as well. So I've completely zoned out from. But anyways, yeah, that was yeah. The Aggrodeck thing is really fucking good. Like, it's good practice. Especially since I used to hate, like, damage is so boring, right? But I mean, now I'm playing. Like, now I'm there. Like, now I'm beginning to play in a way where I can do more and more damage over time. Like, it's, yeah. The more games I play, the more uptime I'll have. And the whole, like, yeah, but you shouldn't hit the flag when there's no stacks. Blah. Dude, it's an aggro deck. It's full fucking aggro. It doesn't matter. It's about cracking situations. Let's see. Terminal heliotrope. What am I thinking of here? Beacon. This gets, yeah. Wait. That was, yeah, whatever. Beacon. Actually, you know what? Let's see, because it's main, and main is, yeah. Right now, I'm very, very into gearing. Let's see. What am I thinking? I need food here. I need to check the. I need a. Damn it. How many? Yeah, let's do that. Because I've moved. Yeah, because I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna buy that much. Please be a map. Silver Shard, Ravine, Temple, flag maps. I guess it's anything but nodes, sadly. Anything but like Gilly or actually Gilly's fine. Because Gilly will be weird too. So Gilly's fine. Because I'll be doing weird shit there. So Gilly's fine. I mean, it's boring as fuck, but... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy shit, I almost missed it. That was... Did I miss it? Okay. Of course it's Gilly. Lol. Oh, this is training grounds. This is training grounds. Holy fuck. I'm so zoned. Do you see what I'm saying there? I'm so locked in to updating my database. So I completely forgot that I queued for training grounds. Completely forgot Vesper. I'm thinking of another Vesper, but anyways. Did I grab? I did. Thank him. So now we're back in the bracket, so I can just do this. Or I guess it's off the bracket, but... Damn, that game was fun, man. Anyways, alright. Let me, since I'm decompressing, I'm gonna listen to... do I listen? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'm decompressing. Fuck it. Yeah, that's chill. So basically, I'll do one more. But basically, and then I'll sleep. But or maybe not. I guess I can try and sleep. But basically, yeah, this is a good way to unwind. Really fucking good way to unwind. That way, I don't have the like fucking highest pump when I'm trying to go to bed. Although my mind will be sequencing a lot of things, just like yeah, especially since I've been listening to LS as well. Okay, so now all of the tiers are done. They've been upgraded. Cool. So then we are looking at bracers, and then we're looking at cloak, and then we're looking at trinket, and then we're looking at probably finger. I can't fucking remember because I don't care enough, but whatever. Cool. Solid. Where are we capped for the week then in Conquest? Yes. No. 200 more. So basically, because it's boring to do. I'm not enjoying doing these crates. Like I'm not enjoying them at all. But that's because I'm in a completely different state of mind. Like I've prepared my mind for a whole different thing. So I need to verse players, I need to verse bots, I need to like do things out in the wild in order to progress. I can't play randoms anymore. Even if it's pre-mades, I can't because they're too... One, the rules are wrong. So I need to play Blitz in order to get the timers in intuitively. So if I play randoms, it's the wrong timers. The pre-mades are not organized enough. So yes, they have the players and blah blah blah, the advantage, and they're on comms and whatever, but the problem is they are capped on how good they are. So like most of them suck. So that means that I can't, like I don't get what I need from there. And wrong maps make it boring. Like yeah, it's just better to do Blitz. Because then at least I can practice like mounting up fast. I can like yeah, I can practice rotations. Like there's so much more I can practice in Blitz than I can in randoms. And then I can go back to that later on when I've done the damage part, the aggro part, and I need to find like the new thing I want to practice. Then yeah, sure, maybe. What else? But the problem is I think I can do it in trading grounds more because it's oh yeah, I can queue specific too. I forgot about that. I can actually queue specific. The problem is the bots are so... I wish Silver Shard mines, they didn't just come from one point. It's kind of weird with the maps because they... Yeah, whatever. I won't get into it. But yeah, that's that. Cool. Let me listen to the dude. Peace.
Devil's advocate, coach. That's sort of like what I'm talking about. Well, I guess that's a good way to put it, but that doesn't fully...
No, Devil's Advocate is way too low level. Because Devil's Advocate is only, oh, let me view it this way, because that's not the same thing. That's why I said two different masters. They master two completely different styles. Like, it's a whole different thing. It's not the same thing.
That doesn't... yeah, that's not fully what I'm talking about. But that's pretty close.
It's actually entirely wrong. But he's being kind here, so that's good. I like that. I like that.
That's pretty close. And then obviously you have to understand, though, that there's different approaches to coaching. Everyone has a different approach. You know, and that is, you know, seen through martial arts, you know, different types of senseis or different types, whatever, you know, whatever. And it's also seen inside of sports. It's seen everywhere. There's all different types of coaching and different approaches. Which one is the best? There is no real outlined best. There are people that happen to share a style who generally end up being in the S tier, but there is no, you know, general best. Usually, however, there's very few extreme coaches, like a coach that uses, like I think of the movie Whiplash. That guy's beautiful. I love that approach to coaching because I do agree that it will 100% of the time, or I think the guy from Whiplash produces a great or a legend more often than his opposite. But I can also, like, I mean, there's obviously both extremes have a chance to push away someone that could have been a legend. But I think that the approach that guy takes in the movie is more likely to have higher results of finding legends than the other approach. I could be wrong, though. So yeah, Whiplash is good. So, okay, so I am going to conclude this as part 1 of the talks, and then maybe we will do another video / stream on the I Love Uv through Flash/Fantasy era. Well, we touched on the I Love Uv, but we didn't talk on the conclusion of it, and then we will go over that in another part. And then again, if I made any date errors or percentage errors on some of the stuff that I said, I mean, I acknowledge that I'm not probably 100% correct on some of the dates and stuff, but the majority is gonna remain true. But again, yeah, you know, there's other things or players that, you know, they're in between, because again, we talked about the that thing, like that shit. Hold on one sec. Talked about this thing, and in some cases we had like the savior thing have the Bisu column. Well, yeah, even inside of, you know, Uv's error or Nada's error or whatever, like inside of Boxer's error, there's gonna be a column called Garimto. You know, inside of Nada's error, there's gonna be, you know, Zelos. You know, and there's gonna be other players, but they're not as stable, and so they are not part of the error. They're just, or they're not an error in themselves, but they're rather just a part of an error. They're a part of the bigger picture. So yeah, we'll talk about something else later on down the line. But I think most of what I said is I think most of what I said is accurate, and I think this is the direction that things are moving in, and I think that Western and even Korean League teams can learn so much from StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, because truthfully, StarCraft 1 is the godfather. It's the god of esports, historically, and there is so much to learn from it. And what I was talking about in the very, very beginning about it set a precedent for esports in some ways, but it also provided a means or methods that would kind of let other things burn out, sort of like StarCraft 2. If StarCraft 2 was a standalone game, StarCraft 1 never existed, etc., I think the game would have thrived a lot longer, and it would have bursted, you know, onto the scene a lot more expert in games. Other thing provided a means or methods that would kind of let other things burn out, sort of like StarCraft 2. If StarCraft 2 was a standalone game, StarCraft 1 never existed, etc., I think the game would have thrived a lot longer, and it would have bursted, you know, onto the scene a lot more explosively than had StarCraft 1 not existed. Because what ended up happening is, because of StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2's lifespan was shortened dramatically, and the small eras that could have existed just simply don't. A player is good 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks he's gone. You know, eras were much shorter. They were not as dominant. And inside of StarCraft 2, you had eras that existed, but it was by no means anywhere near the StarCraft 1 eras. And that's because it, you know, as time moves on, it becomes harder and harder to distance yourself in such a way that would enable you to seemingly appear as a god among your peers. Which, again, I think is the only reason that Faker... we only have one Banjwa in League, and that's Faker. You know, even Apto, who I think, you know, is better, or was better, I don't know if he's even playing anymore. You can't classify him as Faker, because to be considered a Banjwa, or something, like, to be even, you know, talked about in that tier, to even be near them, you would have to be at least involved with them in some sense, and he wasn't. He was involved, but not in the sense of, like, scrims and customs and directly working with teams and stuff, like, even though he collabed with them in solo queue. But was he still the best player in the world? I think so, but you wouldn't talk about an Apto era the way that you would talk about a Faker era, because it's sort of like two different games. But yeah. Fuck. So, okay. So that's it for that. Alright, where's DT?
Aggro deck, buddy. Aggro, aggro, aggro. Doesn't matter what the time is. Doesn't matter when it ends. Aggro, aggro, aggro. Damn it. I really want a part 2. Holy shit. That video is so important. God damn it. Oh man, I want more. Reset talents all. The fuck is happening? Oh no, I can just go here and log out. Yeah, let's do that. What? Isn't this a rest area? Hello? So you can turn off war mode, but you can't. But you can't. What? Oh man, that sucks. Okay, whatever. 5-second cast. I don't get gold from that world quest. I'm not gonna do it. What's the time? Okay. Yeah, I should go to bed. Great games. Great games. Aratha Basin a lot, which was an issue, but I handled it. I dealt with it. I kept queuing. I didn't get any ranked anxiety that took over. I didn't let my self-confidence derail or anything. Like, I took note of how I felt and then adapted. Correct move. And I had the payoff with Twin Peaks game. That was amazing to play. That was really fucking fun. Holy shit. That was a great way to end it. What am I doing? Oh yeah, it's trinkets. Wait. There's where's the copies? Oh, you're right. I need to sort. So these two, no, those are not. I checked them before. Hello? Okay, so no copies? Wait. Okay, no copies. Yeah. Also, I might go emblem. No, I can't go emblem. Never mind. Wait, with my playstyle? If I'm dealing damage, but survivability is the issue, yeah, then I need that. Also, I'm not an orc. That's what I said last time. Imagine if I was an orc. How much easier things become, especially with the stuns as well. Because I don't even look at the enemies if they're orcs and shit. Completely forget about that as well. Probably one of the reasons the timers throw me off as well. Especially if it's a female orc, because they don't look like men, right? So they don't look like the male orc, which is very easy to spot. There's a lot of things. And I don't care enough to waste time in the opener at looking at like, I'm choosing very specific things to look at, which are very few, so that I can focus on going full fucking aggro as much as possible. I'm limiting distractions beyond everything, basically, so there's no, like, yeah. Anyways, do I have anything else to say? Damn it, I want to listen more to what he has to say. God damn it, man, I miss old LS. Fuck. Anyways. And I wasn't listening to him back then. I was listening to Thorin. But let's see. Because I wasn't into League. Alright. I guess I can check if there are other videos maybe that are similar, but there won't be. But yeah, because very few people have that level of mindset, or almost no one has. Especially, anyways, yeah, especially that makes videos. But I'll move on. Perfect. Here's a yawn. 12. Yeah, I should sleep. Is there one of these maps? No, because this is 2. Yeah, it's over. I'll queue this, and then I'll queue, actually, Warsong goals. No, I can just do that tomorrow as warm-ups, because I should queue these. That could actually be a good thing. Right. All right, I'm done. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Anyways, yeah. Cool. Alright, thanks for watching. Good times. Let's see. So this is Aggrodeck practice 1. I need to do that, and then I add the 2 on the next one. Alright, cool. Peace. I'm out. Have fun.